why.
Anyway, we just witnessed Between Dark and Dawn. It's the mid-season hiatus finale, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Also,
Oh no.
I gotta fix something. You guys keep chatting.
Okay.
I
Wait a
really
minute.
liked this episode because I liked Royal Prom. This one was superb. I loved Celestia and Luna doing like sister things and memeing it up. It was funny.
Yeah.
There's so much meme potential in this.
You know, yeah, this is a perfect
Too
example
much.
of like the
Too
high
much.
production value, the sheer amount of like new faces and the animation and the backgrounds and locations and characters and designs and even the new thing I have on screen right now, that new tortoise thing, and like there is so much in this
Torterra.
episode.
The animation budget for this episode alone was like increased.
You know,
could tell.
we often use the phrase animation budget, but I think I heard somewhere Hasbro never changed the animation budget. They just got better and better at doing what they do. And that's where the passion really shines with the from DHX, and it's
But you have
it's sad.
to realize on this episode they did not put as much effort as others. Like
This
they
one?
put more they put more effort into making this episode than others. And you can definitely tell that because of how many assets and everything like that are inside the episode.
Well, I think maybe they knew
That-
this was going to be a mid-season hiatus finale thing, so maybe that
So they
is their
wanted to
excuse.
cap it off
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah, because I mean, if they put a lot of their work into this, then in a narrative standpoint, like objectively, it's not very good. I mean, animation-wise and meme-wise, yes, it's
Well,
fantastic.
actually, I thought
but...
the story and narrative here was pretty good as well. It's a little bit.
I thought
Yeah.
it was fun.
It's predictable, but the show has always been a little bit predictable, and that's
I,
fine.
yeah, no, it's always been. It's just odd, like how the princesses are going. Yeah, we want to save everything. Wait, no, wait, we want to take a vacation. No,
So yeah,
wait,
all
hang
right. Does anybody want to give a quick a recap of everything that happened, like in like a minute or less?
I can do a quick recap.
Go for it.
Basically, Celestia and Luna going on a trip, Twilight not knowing how to rule Equestria, and the sisters are fighting, and then they realize, the sisters, they're sisters. They're gonna have fights, but they love each other so much. Bam,
Well, that's where I was a little fuzzy. There wasn't.
Yeah.
What was the conclusion here? They just sort of decided to be friends again, or sisters again. I didn't
well,
really
they're
catch that.
sisters. It's a family.
Like it's happened many times before. It's just in another episode. So
It's funny. The
Yeah.
beginning of this episode was just like Celestia and Luna as the Mare Duel episode. It's like, fear not, we shall shake. They actually at one point reference helping Granny cross the street, and that has to be a Mare
really?
Duel reference.
I didn't
Yeah.
notice that.
Yeah,
they referenced a lot of things in this episode. I mean, good on them, but
Yeah. No, the effort shows, the passion shows. I guess the criticism we're about to get into is that maybe it was a little bit crowded.
yeah, no, I agree. I completely 100% agree. It was too crowded.
Well, mostly
And
the
it's-
song. The song is where it kind of lost me because everything went by so fast. There's not enough time to actually
was a
see
good
any
song,
of the good
though.
stuff in there.
Yeah, the song
s-
was the only crowded part, in my opinion.
The song
The
itself
rest-
was fine. The music was fine, but yeah, like
Yeah.
all the stuff happening in the background, not mostly during the song, but not just during the song. It's just like what's even happening. You have to go frame by frame to catch it all, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah. And like they even shout out. They even that was the first time we saw like that cat creature from the
Yeah,
movie.
Capper. Let me skip ahead to the
Capper, yeah.
screenshots.
Yeah.
So now he's canon in the TV
Like,
series.
I mean, the MLP movie has always been canon, but
But what's interesting is I wonder if they had to make his model in Flash or if they could just import from whatever they used for the movie. Because if they took the time to make his model from scratch, is that a sign of things to come? Why else would they do that?
That doesn't look like it from scratch. That
Nah.
looks like it's just an import, though.
Oh, you think? Can they do that? I don't know that much about what I don't remember what they even used.
I'm sure they
Copy,
could.
paste.
Yeah, I'm sure they could.
I don't know. Flash is pretty different.
Well,
Maybe.
all they would have to do is just vector an image for that, and just track it to that tree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
that could be a possibility, but
I mean,
Yeah.
they didn't even. It's not even an animated model.
Yeah, so we'll have to take a closer look at that to decide exactly what's going on with that. I'm sure people are going to overanalyze, and I know I will, the model. But not even just Capper. In the screenshot alone, we have Flim and Flam, Discord, a Changeling, and Capper. Oh, and the Smooze is back there, too. And this is just one screenshot. There's like a bunch of these screenshots. Oh, there's Zecora, there's Gabby. What was her name? Gabby? And then, oh man, I can't remember. This one whose name I should know. Gilda. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's just so much going on.
Oh, so much.
Which hippogriff is this? Is this one from the movie too? Like, I can't keep up. And the Wonderbolts. It's like, why? It's just too much.
I think that was the hippogriff from the quote unquote divorce episode.
Oh,
but
okay.
That's just me. That's just me throwing stuff
Yeah, I
out
actually
there.
think that's her brother.
I think they're trying to like take every single pony everybody knows and then just put it in a circle cycle.
Like putting.
I mean, again, I don't know. It's they're throwing in so many references
Is
at
this
once.
Bon
It's like-
Bon?
No, it's Sweetie Drops.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's her alter ego.
Sorry, I
I'm
had to
glad
throw
they're
that
at
joke
least
in.
giving it a shout out in like the final season because they probably will never be mentioned ever again.
That's the sad part is all the characters they just kind of throw in here as cameos. Maybe that means they won't have a chance to get a proper appearance, so they just do this. I don't know. I hope not.
Oh, let's have some crying.
Like, is this
time.
the last time we'll see Zakora in the background? That's not a way to go out.
That's never a good way to go out at all.
All right,
Well-
so all right. I guess we should shift gears from all the crowded cameos and
Yeah.
stuff because that's
Yeah.
we could just like mindlessly rant about that for a while, but that's not really the point of the episode. There's so much more going on here.
Yeah, we can go cry.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so we go from them taking the trip, and then we cut to the main six having to deal with like a swan
Yeah,
thing.
there were a lot of things going on.
All
actually.
they needed to do was ask
I
for
I'll be
mean,
honest,
help.
guys. I did not care about the main six this episode.
Yeah, it's honest.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
They didn't have very much screen time. They didn't contribute as much except for the end part where they were having trouble with the amulet. But otherwise,
Yeah, actually, what was the
Like,
point of the main six
speaking
here?
of
The
the
lesson was
amulet-
pretty bad, kind of.
yeah,
Okay,
I know.
you know what? Here's how I can basically sum this up. Like, they wanted to make an episode entirely about Celestia and Luna, but they didn't know how to fill the other half, so they just kind of threw the main six in there and just gave them a duty.
No. You know, I have a theory. I think they had a lot of ideas, and they're trying to work all these ideas in the show before it's over. Like even the tortoise thing, and then also the swan party of Twilight managing that, and then also Celestia and Luna going on an adventure. You know, trying to be tourists. These are all like separate ideas that could be separate episodes.
Yeah.
Separate episodes
just-
or even shorts. Like,
Yeah.
we had shorts before. Why not just divert some into shorts? Like, it would make a much more consistent narrative, to be honest.
Well,
You know,
to be fair, while we're sitting here criticizing, I do want to go on record and say I like this episode, and I thought they actually did a pretty good job of putting everything
Yeah.
together.
Yeah,
I gotta go on a limb to say I don't hate it. I don't think it's boring. That's
Yeah.
my number one criteria.
It gives us a lot to talk about, and the more we talk,
Yeah,
the more it sounds
like-
like we're criticizing. I know that's how these reviews usually go, but are we all in agreement? It was a pretty good episode, at least.
It was
Oh,
I
yeah.
love this
I
episode.
love
Just
it.
on
Yeah,
Celestia and Luna alone, like,
Yeah.
this episode was great. I loved it.
Yeah,
I
and, like,
didn't.
I feel like the only thing that they could have done differently is if they took the main six parts and just put it in a separate episode, kind of like
Well, to
Kind
be
of like
fair,
they
that
did.
was probably the weakest part because what was the lesson there? It's like, oh, you should ask for help. Okay, I think we've heard that one before.
We heard that one many times.
Don't take responsibility on yourself or whatever.
To
If-
to,
when
to
someone-
recap, Twilight helps run the Swan. Oh, what was it called? The Royal Swanifying Party.
Yeah.
Whatever
And the-
version or something. I
And
don't
the
know.
Candlelight parties offer their help, and she says, "No, we don't need your help." And that's like the lesson is, no, she should have accepted their help. It's like, okay, whatever.
I
yeah.
mean, it's like, come on. You need all the help you can get.
Yeah, I felt like that was kind of
Yeah.
obvious, and Twilight was a little bit of a dummy there, but whatever.
I
When
think-
she-
Twilight being Twilight, she learned nothing.
I can
I think the
understand.
reason she didn't ask
She's
for
trying to-
help is that. Oh, go
Yeah.
ahead.
She's trying to prove herself, I guess. That's it.
Yeah, because she thinks she can do it all by herself because the princesses always do it by themselves. So I think she's trying to be like them. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They didn't do all, but the lesson in the end is no. The princesses don't do the swanifying all by themselves. They get the help of others.
Yeah.
We see at the end they have like a workforce, like they go on strike and stuff. It's like, wow, Canterlot, like equestrian politics, man.
Oh my goodness.
You want to talk about the amulet?
Yeah, the amulet. It,
Yeah,
like,
a little
it
bit.
retconned most of the existence of Celestia, to be honest.
I gotta like
But
so
then
many
it just like,
screenshots.
immediately failed at the end, so it
Oh,
just kind of backfired on them completely.
Does the amulet qualify as a MacGuffin? I think it does. It's just this random object they introduce.
No,
Hmm.
it's just an excuse for, like, to act properly, give Twilight the ability to control the sun and the moon without
yeah,
their
but
magic.
yeah, but it retcons pretty much Celestia's existence because
I don't
Well,
know about retcon,
no,
but
not
it certainly
no.
devalues their existence.
or
If
deval.
it's
Sure.
See-
Retcon is a bit of a harsh word.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, retconning would imply that the amulet was not made by Celestia and Luna when it was.
Yeah, it's their power in the amulet. It would have been interesting if they implied that they have less, like if they're weakened during their tourist trip. I think that could have been a great source of conflict if they get trapped or lost or stuck or something. But no.
Probably.
There we
yeah.
go again. I come up with a better idea after whatever. It's easy
Also-
to say the episode should have done different things, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, just do it a bit differently, and I'm sure everything will be fine.
But,
Just
oh man,
explain-
now I want to see that episode. I want to see this episode where the magic's in the amulet, so they're weakened, and that's the source of the conflict. In the end, they have to work together to get out of that conflict. It's like, okay,
Well, yeah, because who's going to raise the moon and lower the sun?
wait, they do that at the end, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So wait,
yeah,
I missed. Hold on, did they get the magic back out of the amulet?
No, they
Oh.
just fade to
No,
black.
you want to?
Yeah.
The episode just ended with Twilight breaking the amulet and them flying back, and then the end. Like,
Yeah.
fill in the
Okay,
blank
now I'm
there.
upset.
Yeah, they want you to keep going. It's a common
so
tactic.
they just duplicated their magic and put it in the amulet. It's like no
No,
conservation
they
of
didn't
energy magic or
duplicate.
whatever.
They put some of it in. She literally says this.
Enough to raise and lower the moon. All right, whatever. I guess they're just really powerful, which
Yeah,
is
I
good
guess-
because I guess it's good to depict them that way. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're powerful,
even-
except they're not when the plot demands it.
Or even a little bit of like a unicorn's magic is unique to their cutie mark, right? So even if you just have a tiny piece of Celestia's magic, that allows you to.
And actually,
It's
maybe Twilight
Because
already
it's her
has most.
talent.
Maybe it's a placebo. Maybe the amulet does nothing. It's all Twilight.
Conspiracy.
How about the
Oh,
amulet
boy.
channels her magics, but it's all comes from Twilight. That's my new
Oh my
theory. That's my new
God.
headcanon.
Oh,
All right,
I mean,
then, well,
like-
we'll see. Watch the next episode and be sure to buy merch.
Yeah.
Like,
Rainbow
if-
Road Trip.
if she put herself to it, Twilight probably could do what Celestia and Luna do without the amulet.
That's
right?
my headcanon. I'm no way.
Yeah.
I've just accepted that. That's what happened in this episode, and I'll have it no other way.
Amulet is
Yeah.
best princess.
Good old amulet.
All right, so yeah, there's so
The
much to
amulet.
cover here. I don't think we'll have enough time to actually go through all the funny little moments and great references and jokes and all that. So, any last remarks before we jump into individual thoughts and ratings?
I
Cool
actually do have one. It's that at the beginning, like Celestia and Luna are like super enthralled to do like even the most basic adventures, and they're like, we want to live by what you do and all that stuff. And then they go on their vacation, and Luna has like this does a complete 180 and does the most boring things.
I actually
quote
loved
boring,
Luna in
but-
this one. I loved her
No, I know
desire.
that. I know that, but
Luna
it's
was
just like,
so cute.
I
in
loved her
this
desire
one.
to be like normal and just go to the post office. I thought that was great, and it was a great excuse to see Derpy, of course.
I mean, of course.
Of
but,
course,
I,
of
but,
course.
but I'm just saying that how could she like be excited for adventure one time and then the next just not? That's just my one criticism.
I'm
And
sure
it's
she
nitpicking.
wasn't just letting
just-
herself being dragged along.
I mean, I guess they could imply that, but
Well,
it's just a speculation at that point.
I like the
I
differences.
think you're.
there. How Luna wanted to do
Again,
something normal,
I'm
Celestia
nitpicking.
wanted one big adventure.
Not like. Look, I gotta reiterate. I don't hate this episode. I like the episode. I don't love it, but I like it.
So
Yeah, I'm just a nitpicking person. I'm the new Tootsie. Don't worry about it.
sorry, I just want to clarify something. Did you are you implying that like Luna wanted to be adventurous at the beginning of the episode?
It seemed like
Is
it.
that what
She
you're
wanted
saying?
to do.
No,
it
I don't
seemed
think
like
so.
she wanted
No.
to. It
I'm
seemed like
gonna. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna. What were you saying?
I'm just saying. It seemed like she wanted to like follow along the adventures of the main six, and then
I thought
later
their
on. Maybe I'm
motivations
just-
were pretty clear, actually.
maybe
Yeah,
maybe I'm just overthinking it. Maybe I'll let it slide.
Yeah.
I'll let
All
it
right, well, we're gonna jump into
I'll
individual
leave
thoughts
it.
and ratings. You're free to talk more during your part, of course.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, no problem. I'm not gonna bash it too hard. Don't
We're gonna
worry about
start off with Drummer Shy. I guess we'll do up to 2-minute reviews. So, what do you think, Drummer?
I really like this episode. Celestia and Luna are the best thing to ever come out of this show. It was so much fun, so much meme potential. I'm probably gonna go on Twitter and make some memes of Celestia and Luna. The beginning part got a little slow, but it picked up when Celestia and Luna did their adventures. The post office scene was so funny. Basically, just the overall craziness of Celestian Luna. The facial expressions really did hit me, and I really, really, really love this episode. It gave some time that the main six were not involved in it. Well, they were creating problems and all that sort of stuff, but I really love this episode. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Ooh, pretty high right off
That's
the bat. A 9 from Trevor.
Hmm.
Hojo, what did you think?
I loved it. It was a freaking amazing episode. Aside from the very beginning, and that's the only reason why I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10, because I just didn't like the beginning and how everything like played out. And I can totally relate to getting a day off, but they kind of went overzealous about the entire situation. But I did love this song. I love the episode itself, and I would give this a 9 out of 10.
Ooh, another 9. All right. Who's next? Jessica, what'd you think? Are you there, Jessica?
I see green.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Jessica.
Oh, no.
Wait.
Up there.
Wait.
Say, go ahead.
What?
Yeah, we hear you now.
We could just said something. I'm sorry. I'm just so tired right now. And I'm also in a rush. I have to get out of here after the review, so I'm just gonna give mine short. I really like this episode. I liked Celestia and Luna in this episode, and I liked the little references they put in this in it. Like there was a Wicked reference which I loved, and just yeah. I mean it was great as it was. The song was great, and yeah, the main six plot was kind of pointless, but I mean it's a good. I think it's nice to see them trying to learn what it's like to rule Equestria, like practice. So this episode was really good. The princesses were just great in this episode. I loved every minute with them, and yeah, this episode was just enjoyable for me. Sorry if I don't sound so enthusiastic. I'm super tired right now. I had trouble sleeping, so I'm probably gonna give this episode probably a 9.
Ooh, another 9.
Yeah.
We're on a roll with the
Wow.
9s.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm next,
Oh, no.
but I'm gonna wrap things up. So we're gonna jump down to Supper Boy. What'd you think?
Honestly, just based on Celestia and Luna alone, I absolutely adored this episode. I don't usually like laugh when it comes to cartoons, but this episode openly made me laugh on multiple occasions. So when my mom actually came into my room to see if I was okay, because I was laughing really hard, it just not just like
nice.
not just that like the meme material, but just sort of like after, I haven't seen this like show in so long, but like I really appreciate just sort of like this side of Celestia and Luna like as sisters, but also just like appreciating like the things they desired and just sort of the amount of fun they can have based off of what they like and how they just like really drove the humor home with it. And like if it wasn't for the main six, I would totally give this episode like a 10 out of 10, but I'm gonna just go with the 9 because like Celestia and Luna just they just made this episode for me.
How dare
honestly?
you give it such a low rating? All right, Technobite, you're next.
I'd like to counter Hojo and say I think the beginning happened is because they're so bored out of their mind with their duties and being trapped in the castle. Other than that, 9 out of 10.
Oh, another 9, really?
Wow!
All right,
Oh,
Trent,
boy.
no pressure.
Oh my god, okay. 1 out of 10. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. The beginning was awful, the main six storyline was awful, but otherwise, yeah, got nothing else to complain. I actually did enjoy the episode, but I don't love it as much as you guys do, because again, it's the same old thing. Sisterly hate and then love again, so, you know, there's that. We're basically retreading on the same thing. But the overall execution of it was definitely nice, and I did actually laugh at a few things, and you know, from My Little Pony is actually kind of meh, rare for me actually. So I'm gonna give this one a 8. Actually, I'm gonna give this one an 8.
You broke the 99999. All right, but that's fine.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, I don't love it, but I can't hate it, and I really like it. I do enjoy it.
I suppose that makes it my turn. I agree with you. I feel like a lot of recent episodes go with this technique of shock and awe. It's just, I'll have a bunch of cameos and high production value and meme faces and and it kind of loses some substance over time. I miss some of the earlier episodes, which were really hard hitting and really witty and smart. And then, some of the newer episodes, today's included, they kind of lose some of the wit. They lose a lot of the thought process, like in the back of your head as you're watching, figuring things out. It's not really there. It's just kind of more of the flashing colors and lights and cameos and funny faces and all that. But that's not all bad either. I don't want to sound like I didn't like this episode, because I really did like this episode a lot. I feel like they're using that shock and awe technique as a crutch at times, though. The production value here is amazing. I love the background, so many new locations. My only complaint about that is we don't see enough. We see so much, we don't have enough time to actually process what's going on. Like all the new locations and stuff can fly by in like a second during the musical, for example. And then also, I want to touch upon the fact that Celestia and Luna are such popular characters. Even after all these years, we're still seeing so much art and animation, and probably fan fiction if I followed that. And so yeah, it's always fun to see an episode with them too. I do kind of miss the regality they had in the past. Like, there was a time when they were kind of considered as goddesses, even though it was never technically true. I kind of miss that interpretation of Celestia and Luna. Now they're more like children stuck in adult bodies, but whatever, that can be fun too. I can't read my own notes, darn it. Anyway, so yeah, I like this episode a lot, but I do feel like it was kind of distracting. I wish I had more time to appreciate stuff, like more drawn-out scenes. I appreciate that sort of thing. Of course, that's entirely subjective. But anyway, so yeah, I had a rating in mind long before we started, and that was an 8, which I think is quite fair. It's up there, but it's not quite 9 or 10 material in my book. So yeah, 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Like, I was going to give it a 7 because of the amount of meme material that they were cramming in there, but I think I'll let that slide.
I think it still holds up on its own, even without the shock and awe.
Like we've talked about this before, but I just want to say that when you force too many memes, like, throughout the entire show, it loses its value. So,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I was talking about that earlier before the stream happened. So.
Anyway,
yeah, let's reiterate for the audience. So.
Let's go ahead and calculate our average. The average rating for Between Dark and Dawn is a 8.7. I guess you guys all saw this coming. We're going to round that up to a 9.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Is that the highest step of this season so far?
Is it?
What do you think?
What was Sparkle's 7? Now I got to know. Did we give that one a good rating?
It was a 9.3.
That was a 9.3?
What? Wait, what?
Sparkle 7.
Yeah, you're right. I see that now. Cool. Anyway, so yeah.
I didn't watch that yet, so I gotta watch that. Damn.
Anyway,
okay.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us. For those of you watching live, we actually have one more review, and that's the Rainbow Road Trip special coming up. What day is that coming up? I gotta check my calendar really quick.
Next week.
Yes, Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. So about the same time as normal episodes.
Wednesday at 11:30. Oh.
So as usual, we're going live as the credits roll. So whenever that gets over, join us here and we'll chat about it. So I hope to see you guys then. For the rest of you, check out some of our other reviews and recordings, and I hope to see you for the rest of season 9 later, couple months. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, everyone. Goodbye.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.